Some secondhand stores are really costing an arm and a leg these days. As I'm going through the store, which is Value Village, and it's not just Value Village, the Goodwill, and a lot of other places, the prices just don't make a lot of sense to me. Hi, everyone. This is Aubrey from Crybaby Sentimental Homestead, and I love gardening, but I also like finding a great deal. And going to thrift shops, yard sales, Dollar Tree, those kinds of places are something I really enjoy because I like to find a good bargain. So I did pick up this little candle. I debated it for a while. I put it in the cart and I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I don't need to get it, but you know, it smells really good and it's unique. And it's like, I don't think I'd find it the exact same scent. So I went ahead and got it because I really wanted it. And I didn't find a lot of stuff this day because I was like, kind of being trying to be picky because recently I found a secondhand craft store that has better prices. So I decided, I really want to support that small store as much as possible. So I'm going to be really picky when I come to this one. And I thought also it's summertime, I can find better deals at a yard sale. So I like to find really frugal deals and I don't want to bring a lot of extra junk into the house. For instance, like these little bags of miscellaneous art supplies and stuff like that, that actually really does pique my interest because you can sometimes get a good deal. On this day, I think the green tag was half price. Always check out what tag is on sale if you're at Value Village. One of the good things about getting these little baggies is if you price it out and you like everything that's in the bag, it's a good deal. But if you don't like everything in the bag and you only like one or two of the things, you're having to bring home with you all that extra stuff. Games are also a risk at a secondhand place because you don't know if it has all the pieces. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Every once in a while, though, you'll find like a brand new game that's still in the shrink wrap and it will be priced sometimes the same as all the others. So, I also like crafty ideas where I'll take puzzle pieces and I'll make them into different types of things. So the number of pieces doesn't necessarily matter. Like if you're missing one piece, you're using it as an art supply, not as the entire puzzle. So, um, it's a risk to get the puzzles. Now, this particular book, I'm trying to help somebody to get their GED. So I'm looking at this book and I'm like, you know what? This could actually be a really good resource and it's $4. And then I can actually donate it to my school after I'm done using it. I did also pick up this book for teachers because it's got the green tag. So it's not $3.99, it's $2. And I noticed that they had a deal that if you buy 4 books, you get one for free. So I was counting up the books and I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep the one that's $2 off to the side. Make sure I don't get that one as my freebie. I want to get one that's the full price as the free one. So I'll double check when they're ringing me up, when I'm ringing myself up to make sure that I get that deal. The discovery book here is pretty cool. Um, Sometimes my students finish their work early, and I like to have some really interesting books for the kids that they would actually want to look at and not just something that I'm just like, hey, here, try to read this. Something that's interesting. Also, things that have like small, either short stories or little blurbs of information. So if they have like a minute or two, they're not like, um, you know, overwhelmed by how much they're trying to get done in a small amount of time. So I try to get things that are like nonfiction that have little bits of information or that they could use for research. So I they do have these like little bundles of bags too. Same issue with the art supplies is that if you want one of the books, you have to get all of them and take them home. Now, you could just turn around and donate them and get a coupon for the next time you come in. So that's something that I found with the other art supply store that I found is that they also do donations and they give you a coupon or they do a discount on your the next time you're at the store. So if if there's something in there that you would pay $4 for, like you know what, you could buy the whole little thingy and then just donate back the ones you don't want. I am a clutter bug, so I do want to make sure I don't take home too much. And I was really proud of myself this time because in the past, when things were way cheaper, I would fill up a whole cart. And now that prices are high, I am being very specific, which I should have been doing that the entire time. Just because something is really, really cheap doesn't mean you should get a lot of it. You should still be picky because how much space do you actually have? And if you think of like all of the stuff as a resource, how much resource do you need? And could somebody else need that more? Somebody else might need that deal more than you do. But at the same time, you got to temper that with the economy and try to keep these places in business. Because if it's not selling, then they're not going to stay in business either. So I don't want to see secondhand stores going out of business because, the prices are up. Prices are up everywhere. I did get this book here, and it is older, but you know what? It does have a lot of good information, and it was also in good condition. So I checked it over, and it does look like it's in good condition. It's not falling apart or anything, and there were at least a few ideas in there that I thought were really worthwhile. Um, so I decided, you know what? It's worth it, even if I use it just as a reference. Um, but I think I actually will at least skim through most of it. The free book I got was actually this women's devotional Bible. And it would have been $4, but it was buy 4 books, get one free. So I was like, you know what? That's amazing. So I spent 4 times 4 is 16, 17, 18. I spent $18 on books and I got one book for free. I bought the $4 candle. So all in all, with tax and everything, I only spent about $24. And considering that I got buy 4 get one free 6 books and a candle for $24, that's not too shabby, you guys. I honestly feel like this was a win. I didn't fill up my entire cart, but I have something that I'm going to enjoy. I've got some information. I got something that's useful for somebody else. Actually, I got 2 things that are useful for somebody else. Even though I didn't find the gardening pots I was hoping to find on this shopping trip, I went to a local garden center afterwards, and they had a bunch of plastic pots for free. So I got everything I needed. Things just tend to work out. So, you know, um, I'm probably going to do some artsy craftsy things where I upcycle some plastic pots and make them cute just because the price of garden pots has been so expensive. So I'm still brainstorming some ideas on that. But on my next videos, I'll probably have something very soon on gardening and what's going on in my front yard landscape where I'm growing edible stuff. I have basically a food forest in my front yard and my backyard. I'm going to be focusing on the front yard in the next couple of videos, and then I'll probably do something in the backyard in the next couple of months. All right, everybody, be good, be sweet, grow garden if you want to eat, and I'll see you next time.